Hello family and friends. Today on our beading spree, we are embarking on making the beaded brooch. So I have here a completed beaded brooch. Normally my corporate clients purchase it a lot. So look at me having the beaded brooch on my corporate shirt and see for yourself. You yourself give me the compliments. It's so exquisite. So I'm coming to show you how we make it. Actually, in making it, today I'm using the gold seed beads to make it. You realize this one, we use the seed beads to make it. Then you can adorn it with any pearl or crystal. It's your choice. You can use any adornment. In making it, you have to make leaves of about 7 pieces or 8. The gold type, I've been able to make 6. At least in here we can see a space. It's demanding. With this is an uncompleted brooch. This is a half. You can see this is a half version of it. This silver. I will complete it in no time. It takes quite some time, but with dedication and fortitude you can complete it. Today I want us to complete the gold brooch. So I've done 6 of the leaves. I said you need 6, more than 6, because when I combine it, I realized still there is a gap, so which should be completed. So I'll show you how to make a single leaf like this. Then I'll show you how to combine it so that it will be made to become a full brooch to be used. Thank you. To start with, I will need my scissors, my fishing line, my needle. So I've taken my needle, I've cut my fishing line. I need just about 1 yard. So then I will need my golden seed beads, and I will need a stopper bead. A stopper bead is just something to stop the beads from falling off, which you attach to the end of the string or whatever line you are using. So I'm just attaching my fishing line. I'll go into the hole again because I want it to be firm. Actually, this brooch we are embarking to do, it permits only the collection of odd number of seed beads. So you can these ones, the leaf, I took 15 seed beads for a start. So because the gap, I have to fill it, so I will need this one to be made. So I'll pick 15 of the seed beads, and it should be the cylindrical types. You know, some of the seed beads, they come in round. So this is my 4th. Don't count the stopper bead among the lot. So right now I've picked 4. Then this is my 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Okay, so this is what I'm required to pick, 15. So I said this stopper bead is not packed. After you get here, you skip the first bead, then you pass the needle through the second bead. Make sure at any point in time you pull the string to be tight. You don't want any gaps of strings to be seen in our work. We want a very, very neat finishing. Then we pick another cylindrical bead. We make it lie at the side of the 3rd bead. Then we skip the 4th bead. we put another one beside the 5th bead. We skip, pass through the 6th bead, so it means we are skipping it. So at any point in time, you skip the bead preceding it. Skip the beads in between. We are left with the last 2 to skip. It's left with 3 beads. Don't take cognizance of the last bead. The last bead is not part, it's just a stopper bead. So we will skip this the last by 3 bead. So here we will pick a bead to lie side by side on it. Then we pass it through the last 2 beads. I said the stopper bead, please. It is not part. It's just there to help us. So you turn it. You saw how I flipped it over. You turn it like this, so that the end now will be facing you. Then so in our case, it means this, because this stopper bead is not part, we focus on this one. Is our first bead. We skip our first bead, we pass the needle through. We have passed the needle now through the 2nd bead. Just after passing through the 2nd bead, we pick another cylindrical bead. Please, let's caution. We have to pick the cylindrical beads. Some of the beads are flat. Please, let's avoid picking them. So we pull it down, then we overlap it, passing through the same 2nd bead again. Then right now, beside the other beads that we picked side by side on it. Well, so now you realize that there are gaps in between the beads to be filled. So as you pick the bead to fill the gap, then you pass it through another bead immediately after it. With this one, it becomes a filling of the gaps. We'll do that to the end. I think this one we have to be can be a bit snappy with it. It's fun having to realize that we are making something tangible and very gorgeous. We have now gotten to the edge of it. We pick another cylindrical bead. We pass through the gap. And voila, we are now at the end. You flip it over again. Then you pass it through the immediate 2nd bead. So we realize still is there with the filling of the gaps. I hope we see this, a gap to be filled, a gap to be filled. And we continue. This demands tact. Knowing that at the end of the day, you are achieving something. So you will bear with me that going forward is just a filling of the various gaps that we created. I'm very careful in my choice of seed beads selected. We realize now it's taking shape. Gradually, it's taking the shape of this leaf, as I indicated. So I told you it's okay. So we are continuing. Actually, I need to let's see how this is again. So in order for you to know that it is correct, what you are doing is right, you realize that the middle row, we pick 15. So the middle row will have 8 seed beads when we finish. So counting, you see that the ends here will be 1, here will be 2, 3. I hope you see 3. 1, 2, 3. Then here 2. My right side is 3. Then 4, 5, 6. Then 7. Look at this row. 7 here, 7 here. Then the middle row will be 8. Assuming we had taken 13 beads to start, the middle row would have been 7. It means that the tips, you get 1 here, 2 here, 2 there. So let's see. Now we have gotten our 1. I said the stopper bead is not part, so this is 1. Then 2. Here is 2. Look at this row. Here is 3. 1, 2, 3. We just have to pass this one inside. Then we pick our beads. The bead is kind of small for me. So it's also, we will fill it, the gaps. We have to make sure we will be building on making our leaf. Then after we combine, form a nice brooch. If you want to train, call Trendy App on +233 020 8245 003. There's a knot that wants to build in here. I wouldn't permit it. You don't actually need the knot to be done. So I flip it over again. Oh, another gap is being created here. So I flip over and fill in the gaps. This one, your ability to follow procedures will make you have that shape of a leaf. Gradually, I'm building half my leaf. I flip it over again. Another gap in here I have to fill. I flip it over again. And then with my last gap to fill. So bring. So I flip it over again. This is half of my leaf. See, this is my full leaf. This one is my full leaf. And now I've been able to build half. So let's see how we continue to build our full leaf. So having gotten to this side, we have to make sure we pass the fishing line through the seed beads. So we get to where it aligns. We have 2 of the seed beads. So don't reach the stopper bead. So you see we have one here, then two. That's two seed beads. And so over here we are on top of where we have our two seed beads aligning. I flip my hand, then I pass through where the three seed beads align. Then I pass through it. Realize that after having passed through, we now have only gaps to fill. So I pick my seed bead. I continue to fill the spaces, the gaps. Then when I get to the end, as usual, I'll flip over, then continue filling the gaps. I got into the end. I realize that when you get to the end, in the formation of the beads, you realize that the next will be a bead, then what is subsequent will be a gap to be filled. Hope you all see the gap. This is the seed bead. Then here, let's see the gap to be filled. There's also another gap. I flip it over again. And as usual, as I told you, when you flip it over, the next one will be just be a bead for you to pass through. Then the subsequent ones will be gaps that you need to fill the seed beads. It demands discipline. In fact, beading work is actually procedural. If you're able to follow procedures, you can do very nice work of art. Okay, so now we have combined all the leaves and we are now having the shape of our brooch. So this is the final point of the brooch. Having done so, you can place your own adornments in between, or you can choose to leave it just like this. You are good to go. Then at the back you place what we use to secure it is at the end, what we use to secure where the threads are protruding, you cut it nicely. Then you use a glue with the aid of a glue gun to help you attach the pin to it. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share, like, comment. Thank you for watching.